Meta's new social media platform has been up for just a matter of hours. But the company says Threads has gone viral with tens of millions of sign-ups, and now it's riled up rival service Twitter as well. Elon Musk's platform has threatened to sue the Facebook owner after Threads' launch. That's according to a letter seen by Twitter's lawyer Alex Spiro to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, first reported by news site Semaphore. The letter accuses Meta of hiring former Twitter employees who, quote, had and continue to have access to Twitter's trade secrets and other highly confidential information. A Reuters source with knowledge of the letter confirmed its contents on Thursday. Spiro did not respond to a Reuters request for comment. But responding to the letter in a post on, of course, Threads, Meta spokesperson Andy Stone said, quote, no one on the Threads engineering team is a former Twitter employee. That's just not a thing. A former senior Twitter employee told Reuters they were not aware of any former staffers working on Threads, nor any senior personnel who landed at Meta at all. In a response to a tweet citing the news, Twitter owner Elon Musk said, quote, competition is fine, cheating is not. Threads has racked up more than 30 million sign-ups within about 18 hours of its launch. It's also emerged as the first real threat to Musk's Twitter, partly as it's able to take advantage of billions of Instagram users. Ramesh Srinivasan is a professor of information studies at UCLA.
That's quite intelligent because basically the networks we already have and those we already follow or engage with on a platform like Instagram can be quickly, brought into bear rather than having to create a so-called ecosystem of users from the start.
Numerous competitors to Twitter have sprung up in the last year. That's followed Musk's $44 billion purchase of the social media platform, which was followed by a series of chaotic decisions. Those have alienated both users and advertisers. Musk's latest move involved limiting the number of tweets users can read per day. So Threads' timing was uncanny, says Ben Zhao from the University of Chicago.
I'm sure they've been working on it for quite some time, but this was perfect timing with just the latest sort of little fiasco on Twitter with Musk rate limiting users and all that stuff.
Analysts also say that Meta Platforms is well placed for success with Threads because of its advertising strength. Zuckerberg, however, has said that monetization won't be considered for the platform until it's well on its way to 1 billion users.
Email exchanges from inside the BBC, they talk about the risk of violating Indian laws. It's easier to rake up the freedom of speech debate, but does it give anyone a free pass to knowingly violate the law? America supports India because it needs India's support in return. And India is working with the US because it suits India's interests. This is how geopolitics works. Last night, he diffused a crisis with his defense minister. But today, Netanyahu was confronted with a new problem. His cabinet seems to have rebelled against him. The UK is looking at the Indian subcontinent to fill its coffers. That India seems to be negotiating from a position of power, like a partner and not a former colony. The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1, the Kohinoor and the colonial loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting.